On the hour mark, I pushed open the heavy metal door and dropped my voice an octave. Good luck. Once we entered, the gigantic glowing red digital clock on the wall started the 1-hour countdown. The first clue was laid out on the metal laboratory table, a 60-piece jigsaw puzzle spelling out the next set of instructions. It went ignored by everyone except the trio of Russian exchange students who had signed up at the very last possible minute. After 25 minutes, one of the Russians yelled, "Done!" He was over 6 feet tall, with a super chiseled face, and commanded my attention when he read aloud, "Make haste. What you need next is in the attaché case." His brow furrowed. "Attaché case? What is that?" He stared at the bros and bachelorettes, who were paired off and leaning against a wall, whispering, laughing, touching, and ready for their post-escape room orgy. The Russian searched along the walls for a case, not realizing it was in my hand. I could offer help, but they needed to ask me for it. Those were the rules. The attaché case held a key that would chain lock the door, keeping out the soon-to-stampede army of zombies. My prediction? This group wouldn't even finish the second clue. They'd be devoured by zombies at the 32, maybe 33-minute mark. Just shy of half an hour, a warning alarm went off, and the door with the broken padlock and chain pushed open a little. Grotesque, gray, mutilated arms flailed through the widened opening, and the groaning and moaning commenced. The bachelorette party switched gears from mad flirting to scream-shrieking, "Oh my God!" on repeat. They retreated back into the far corner away from the door, stumbling over the wussy tech sales guys as both parties ran as far away from the zombies as possible. I shook the briefcase in my hand, hoping someone would hear the padlock and key clattering inside, like a giant adult rattle. Come and get it. Achtung! Did Russian people know German? The room was divided by the zombie arm blockade, bachelorettes and sales guys on one side, and the exchange students and me on the other. I rattled the briefcase one more time. "Is that the attachment case?" one of the exchange students asked, pointing to my hand. I nodded, and all 3 exchange students bolted toward me. The girl reached me first and flipped up the clasps. The 30-minute alarm went off, and the zombies barreled into the room. Too late. There were 8 zombies in all, and they split into 2 groups and moaned and groaned as they made their way to their human victims. At 31 minutes, the female exchange student was the last one standing, and she jumped on the table with the attaché case high above her head, wild-eyed and ready to use the case as a weapon. One of the crawling zombies behind her tapped her foot. Gotcha. Game over. The clock froze at 31 minutes. The zombies exited the way they came in, and all of the overhead fluorescents flooded the room with intense light. It was the worst escape room effort I'd ever seen. With eyes filled with disappointment, each of the Russians shook my hand and said they had a good time. "How many clues were there?" the girl asked. I didn't feel like sugarcoating. 10. You guys had a tough group to work with, but thanks so much for coming. I had a pocket full of "please review us on Yelp" cards, but I only gave those to winners, people who would rave about this place. Winning groups usually came up with a system, like division of clues, or everyone solving problems together. Losers broke into factions immediately, like, say, exchange students versus humping party animals. Unfortunately for me, losers gave weak tips. "Let's go get some booze to celebrate our loss," cheered one of the bros as he walked out with one of the bachelorette partiers, his hand sliding down the small of her back. The rest of the group shuffled out too, giggling and guffawing as they exited. The bride patted my face and said, "You're adorable. My fiancé is Korean too," then stumbled out. I was surprised she could tell I was Korean. Usually, people assumed I was Chinese, sometimes Japanese. Even kids at school who'd known me forever thought I was Chinese.